I still can't believe I got so much hate for my shelving in my warehouse. When I first posted about my cardboard shelves, the entire internet freaked out, and basically it was like, they're going to get wet, they're gonna melt, they're gonna get roach infested, they're gonna break. Just everything under the sun people were predicting was gonna happen to these shelves, and they weren't gonna hold up. This is the 6-month update. We've been using the cardboard shelves now for over 6 months in our warehouse, and spoiler alert, everything is fine. They were working so well for us, actually, that I ended up getting another set of like 12 to add to the warehouse, and we've rearranged them a couple of times because there's new products that have come in, and it's working so great. And I'm really, really excited about our brand new versions. The previous cardboard shelves that I had and we're still using right here have, is it 18? Yeah, 18 compartments, and that's great because I have all of my products printed with different patterns, and so there are usually 16 patterns, but there's some products that I got even more patterns for. So enter the beautiful 32 compartment shelf, which means I can really go crazy and get all of the designs that I want. So these are fantastic. Again, very easy to build. They came flat and we just stacked them all up, and they have these little dividers in there and they all snap in, and then they take like a couple of minutes to build per shelf. And because they're made of cardboard, they're very light, so you can just kind of slide them into place. You can also move them with a pallet jack because the bottom here is a pallet. So they're a pallet at their base, and once there's a bunch of product on them and they're not light anymore, you can just slide a pallet jack in, pull it back out, and it's super easy. So easy to build, super light, can be moved with a pallet jack. They're also extremely eco-friendly, which was another attraction for me. I have a lot of steel shelves in my warehouse, and they're not like necessarily bad for the environment. It's just they're gonna be here forever until somebody takes the time to recycle them, I guess. But these cardboard shelves, once I'm gone and my business is over, 100 years from now, they can just be recycled or decompose, and it's kind of nice to know that like we're not leaving a big pile of garbage that used to be my shelves for 10 generations down the line to deal with. So very excited about that. In general, I just couldn't be happier with these shelves. I think they're fantastic and I highly recommend them to anybody. We've only had really one singular issue with them, and I can show you right over here. So on this particular shelf, we put all of our stationery on here. I was a little bit wondering whether or not the shelves could withstand the stationery. These shelves are able to hold, I think, over 1,000 pounds at least. And what we ended up doing and not really realizing is the other side of this shelf, because they're all double-sided, have Kindle cases on them, and those sold out super quick because we can't keep our Kindle cases in stock. So the other side was completely empty, and we put the back stock of all of our stationery of this particular type right up top here. So not only was this side completely packed because it was right when we got the stationery in, so these compartments were all full with notepads that are almost a pound each. We also put a ton of the back stock up there, maybe 3 boxes high. So that meant that on the shelves themselves, one side was empty and the other side probably had between 1,500 and 2,000 pounds of stationery on it. And it was doing fine for a while, but then at the bottom, the pallet started to crunch a little bit and it was a little bit tipped. It didn't tip over. We just took the boxes down so that it didn't, and then labeled it so that people didn't put more stuff on top of it. It's been fine since, so now we just know we can't overload one side of the pallet with twice the weight that it's graded for. And yeah, I think that's something we can accommodate. I think if anything, the next step in our warehouse is to get pallet racking installed. So we're probably just gonna have pallet racking like right above the top of these, and then that way we can put as much back stock up there as we need. At our old warehouse, we stacked a ton of back stock on the top of the shelves, but it wasn't like the nicest, neatest, most convenient, and it was pretty high up there. So I think this will be a lot better if we could just get pallet racking right here, and then we can stack boxes up and access it with our convenient like rolly staircase set. So that's going to be really nice because we will run out of room in this warehouse like within a year of moving in, but if we can use some of the space upward, we will be totally fine. So highly recommend cardboard shelves. I'm excited to see how they pair with pallet racking. I think it's going to be great, and it's going to be really like ideal for what I need for my business. And none of the hate comments or concerns were something that needed to be worried about at all. Like I said, people were worried about like roaches and other bugs like eating the cardboard shelves. People were saying, what if there's a leak or a flood? And my response to that is, if we have that many bugs or that much water in the warehouse, there are a lot of other issues that we have other than the cardboard shelves. I know some people were concerned about them catching on fire. It is true, our steel shelves would not catch on fire. However, all of the product on them would. And if there was a fire in our warehouse, there would be many larger concerns than whether or not the cardboard shelves made it out. Like, for example, is the whole business going to crumble now? And was anybody hurt? I am not worried about the longevity, durability, or anything related to these shelves. They have been awesome so far. We've had no issues, no bugs, no flyers, no floods. But, you know, if that happens, I'll give you guys an update. They also conveniently are nice and cheap compared to our metal shelves, and like I said, easier to put together. So once again, really recommend these. It saved me time and money, and it's saving the environment, and they're fantastic, and I don't care what anyone says, these are the best. The cardboard shelves are made by Palite. They're a company that is based in Milwaukee, I believe. Basically, what I did to order them is I sent them an email. They have a minimum, so I ordered 12 when I got my new set of shelves, and then originally I think I ordered maybe like 38 or something total. So I put in 2 separate orders. But they have all kinds of customizability. So the 32 compartment shelves I got are like not part of their like catalog, but they've made them before, so I custom ordered them, and I think that's why their minimum was like 12, or maybe it was a little bit higher and they were just like, let this one slide. But anyway, you have to buy several of them in bulk in order to order from them, because they have to like make the order actually worth their time and all of that, and the shipping can be kind of expensive since they're like bulky. But if you are able to order like at least a chunk, you can always email them and just see what they're capable of and if they can customize something to your needs. Like for reference, this row is 10. So if you order 12, you could easily probably fit those in like a space that's like 2,000 square feet and still have plenty of space for other things in there. So I think that's like a super manageable number and size. They're the size of a standard pallet, so very convenient, and again, easy to move and very flexible and all that.
So no regrets 6 months in?
Absolutely no regrets 6 months in. So happy with these. But if you guys have any more questions or concerns, please feel free to leave them in the comments. And thank you so much for watching till the end. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more small business tips and stories and all that.